Okay, everyone, this is absolutely crazy. We just got a ton of information concerning competitive, so we're going to jump in this live and I'm going to walk you guys through all the information that they gave us. Okay, so let's see what they have to say. Starting off, they say here, competitive play has been at the heart of Overwatch community for years, and we have long-term plans to nurture this game mode far into the future. We're excited to share how we're updating competitive in Overwatch 2, starting with the goals that guided our decisions. First seasons should be exciting and tell their own individual stories. Each one should take players on a new journey with new heroes, maps, game modes, or balance changes. Second, we believe losing games shouldn't be a purely negative experience. Competitive players should feel a sense of progression after games, and we want to provide players with the tools needed to improve and rank up. Finally, we need an improved competitive experience for returning players for the benefit of both them and their teammates. Let's dive deeper into what we're doing to make Overwatch 2 competitive feel fun and fair to play. Okay guys, this is absolutely crazy. Like, this is what I've been waiting for. We got a little bit of competitive information yesterday that I went over and released a video, but this is going through a whole new thing. Okay, unlocking competitive, which honestly, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, but let's just go through this again. Overwatch 2 will not have portrait levels, and match experience will go towards leveling up the battle pass. New players who create an Overwatch 2 account on or after October 4th will play through a guided first-time user experience. This is the new FTUE experience. They will need to complete FTUE and win 50 quick play matches before competitive unlocks. This gives new players time to prepare for higher expectations that come with competitive, while veteran players don't feel discouraged by teammates who have less experience. In the process of unlocking competitive, we analyze new player skill levels to optimize matchmaking in a way that feels good to everyone. This only affects accounts made on or after October 4th release date. Anyone who has competitive unlocked prior will have access to competitive in Overwatch 2. Okay, so that is all pretty much old news. We went over that yesterday, but it is basically going over just a new way for new players to be introduced to the game, which is a really good thing, and I'm really happy about that. But let's move into the juicy stuff. So, skill tier divisions. SR is being replaced by skill tier divisions in Overwatch 2. We made the decision to remove SR as a numeric value to relieve the sense of being stuck at a certain rank. Seeing your SR go up and down after each match almost felt like taking a test, with the teacher passing or failing you based on each individual question rather than your complete work. It was a lot of pressure, and it doesn't give players an accurate representation of how they're performing overall in competitive. Tiers still exist in competitive, bronze through grandmaster. Each tier will have 5 divisions ranking from 5 lowest to 1 highest. As you progress through each tier, your divisions will count down until you rank up to the next tier. Top 500 will not have tier divisions. Tier divisions represent the same skill levels as SR, but they give players a higher level view of where they're placed in competitive. Each division represents approximately 100 SR range. Players will receive a competitive update every 7 wins or 20 losses instead of every single game. And then we got a picture here kind of highlighting that last part, but before we look at this, let's move down to this because it expands it further. Competitive updates will show your progression and adjust your division if necessary. Looking at the past 7 or 20 games as a collective helps you better understand how you're performing in competitive rather than putting a ton of pressure on each individual game. We want you to feel like you're improving and being rewarded for advancing from the first day you started playing competitive in Overwatch 2. Okay, so basically, you're just going to rank up, stay the same, or rank down depending on how well you did in 7 wins or 20 losses / ties. And so this is showing his, I'm assuming, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 7 wins. And I think this is showcasing that whoever was playing is playing 3 different support heroes in role queue every match. That's kind of a weird number to be exact, 3 support characters being played every single match, but that's what it looks like here. So yeah, instead of gaining and losing SR per match, the skill tier divisions are going to be 100 SR range. So that means that from bronze through grandmaster, it's going to be 5-1. So every single bump up, so bronze to silver or master to grandmaster, it's still going to be 500 SR, but it's just going to be dealt with a different way. We're not going to actually get to see our SR anymore. Instead, we're just going to be in a skill tier division. But let's look at how they're going to match us up in a game mode with the match-focused UI. So they state here, we're making some changes to the competitive UI based on feedback that we've seen in the community. Portrait borders that symbolize player level are going away from all game modes in Overwatch 2, and competitive skill tiers will no longer be displayed before each competitive match. Skill tier and divisions aren't completely aligned with the matchmaking rating we use to determine matches. To this end, this screen has been redesigned so you can instead display your name cards and titles. The introduction of the new scoreboard will help you identify your team's needs and adjust your strategy accordingly. We're removing medals from the scoreboards because they're too arbitrary to paint an accurate picture of a player's contribution to their teams. Our goal with this new scoreboard is to communicate information about how the match is progressing in a more open and transparent way. Finally, the new ping system gives you a new tool to communicate with your team. It's no surprise that teams with better synergy win games. You can use the ping system to better coordinate with your team without having to speak, and the system is also an effective way to enhance voice callouts with in-game cues. Okay, that's a ton of information, but let's go ahead and look here. So this is the new scoreboard, and if you take a look, here's Junkrat. Final blows 4, solo kills 1, his weapon accuracy was 25%, his direct hit accuracy was 14, concussion mine kill is 1, enemies trapped is 3, and riptire kills is 3. So the scoreboard is going to, on top of showing the damage, the healing, I think this is damage mitigation, it's going to show you a lot more information, and I'm assuming that we are going to be able to click on every single person and get this screen right here so that we can see all of the information, which is good information. That's pretty awesome because knowing how well you did in those specific areas is going to help you be better as a player indefinitely, and that is really good news. We really need something like that. And then if we go down here to the ping system, we talked about this yesterday, it is going to just be a better system for people that don't feel like talking or can't talk for some reason, and it's going to help teams that only have maybe 3 people talking and 2 people not talking. They're going to be able to ping, and they say here that when you ping, it's going to be a voice call out with in-game cues. So that means if you're playing Soldier and you ping something, he might say something to direct your attention there so that you still hear, technically even the pinging is a voice cue. So that's pretty exciting. But yeah, so that's how they're going to do it here. This is, I don't know why I said how they're going to match us up. This is the UI, not how they're going to match us up. This is how they're going to do that. So let's look at placement matches in Season 1. The placement system from past competitive seasons is changing in Overwatch 2. Instead of playing 5 matches without a rank, you'll be unranked until your first competitive update after the first 7 wins or 20 losses. You can expect to start in a lower skill tier division after placement matches and progress the ranks throughout the season. All players that were ranked in competitive prior to Overwatch 2 will have their rank modified post-launch. Overwatch 2 is a very different game, so we applied a formula that gives returning players an opportunity to redefine their rank when they dive into updated competitive. Most players will find their rank is slightly lower when they start out, as they will be learning new concepts and metas. However, players who got to learn more about the game in our betas or who follow the Overwatch League may find themselves ranked higher than ever. So yeah, it's just a different way to move up. Of course, they're going to just, have a way to place us, and they're just saying here that it is going to be different than before with the skill tier divisions and how all of that works. And they're saying that people that have played the game are obviously going to be placed a little bit higher than ones that haven't played before or just haven't been playing in a while. All right, so game reports. This is a big one, guys. This is pretty huge. This is more information like we got up here when it comes to looking at specific things and how to improve. All right, game reports. We'll introduce a new section to the career profile when you can find your replays and highlights, further enabling you to learn and grow from your gameplay experience. We're adding a new feature called Game Reports under the History tab in your career profile. Game Reports provide a detailed summary of all the matches played in your current session of Overwatch. These reports show you an overall of the matches in your current session broken down by game mode. Opening a match will further expand your stats, including an overview of how you played, which heroes you used, and other match information. So if you look here, it's showing you not just competitive, but like it says, custom game, shows victory, defeat, 1 hour ago, shows you all of that. And you can basically click on one of those and it will open it up. And it's going to show you a summary. King's Row, Victory, it shows you the date, how long the match was, what type of match game mode it was, the length. Actually, I think this is the time of day, not the game length. That's right here. You can literally review your replay, and it says here that the replays reset after each patch, which is pretty crazy because it depends on what patches we're talking about, but obviously if you have your replays in there for a long time, that's really cool. And if it's the entire match, that's going to be really cool for content creators, because that means that when I'm making videos for you guys, if something happened and I wasn't recording, I might be able to go back in and view the entire match. And on top of that, it might be even crazier if you're able to view it from different viewpoints. If they recorded the match, they probably have every other character's point of view that you weren't playing. But let's move on over here to the total performance and heroes played. If you look here, it says in this match you played Baptiste and you played Ana, and it tells you how long you played with the playtime, but also dips it into percentage. So 33%, 67%, and that matches up to 100%. So you can kind of see, you know, who you were playing more than the other character, obviously. And eliminations, assists, deaths, just more information overall. Okay, I already read this, I think I did, but let's read it again. Clicking on heroes played will expand your stats and other handy information from each match's scoreboard. For example, if you played Ana during a match, your personal stats will show biotic grenade kills, enemy slept, and nano boost assists. Likewise, other heroes will have specific statistics to give you a detailed report of how you performed on any hero. Okay, so we were in summary right here. Now we can dip into the personal, and you can click on the 1, 2 heroes or all the heroes for some reason. I don't know if this would show the other teammates. That would be cool if it did. But focusing on Ana here, you're able to see everything. Literally everything that you need to know. Even more detailed than what we saw up here, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, biotic grenade kills 6, healing amplified, healing prevented, nano boost assists, enemy sleep dart accuracy, players saved, which is a big one. I wonder how they're going to figure that out. Like, what do they mean by saved? If they get down to 30 health and you save them, like, who knows how they're going to do that. But this is nuts. We're just going to have so much more information to look at to become a better player. It's really cool. Okay, let's move on. In a future update, we'll have your recent played matches persist across sessions, meaning if you log off, you can jump back on and review them at a later time. We'll also introduce a timeline feature to check out key moments from the match and review the final results of the scoreboard. Okay, so the biggest take out of this, I mean, logging out, being able to jump back in and see that stuff is cool. It should be that way, so I'm glad they kept that in there. But we'll also introduce a timeline feature to check out key moments from the match. That's the coolest thing here, especially for content creators, but not just for content creators. If you want to see the crazy moments that you did in the game and they're going to automatically save that, that's pretty cool. Or just key moments in general. So yeah, that is a lot of the important information. Let's go ahead. We're going to skip over the top 500 leaderboards and we're going to go down to skill decay and competitive rewards, and then we'll come back up here and talk about this, since this doesn't, match up for a lot of people that are going to be playing the game. Okay, skill decay and competitive, this is important. So our team has been considering how to approach players who have not played Overwatch recently. Players who haven't played recently are less likely to maintain their actual prior skill output in a match. To help account for this and make matches fairer, players who haven't played in a while will find their internal matchmaking rating lowered to help us reevaluate and determine their current skill level. We'll also adjust their internal matchmaking rating more quickly up or down as they play matches after returning. Returning players will therefore quickly get back to their appropriate skill level, skill tier, and division as they continue to play. So yeah, it's just, they're going to be handling it a little bit differently. They're going to help you get back up to where you were if you haven't played in a while after you play for a little while. So it's just going to be better scaling to try and figure out where to place you if you haven't played Overwatch for a while. Alright, this is another big one. Competitive rewards. Competitive season will be aligned with our overall season schedule, including the Battle Pass. We're removing the commemorative sprays and icons players earn each season, including the top 500 sprays and icons. We're introducing a new limited competitive titles we're introducing new limited competitive titles for your name card that you can earn as you climb the ranks. These titles will be a way to show off to other players how high you climbed in a season. You can only earn these titles at the end of the current competitive season and only use them in the seasons following. Competitive points will continue to be rewarded currency for winning competitive matches, rewarding 10 points for a win and 3 for a draw. Earning 3,000 points allows you to unlock a golden weapon for any of Overwatch's heroes, including new heroes like Sojourn, Junker Queen, and Kuriko. However, we'll be capping the number of bonus competitive points earned at the end of a season to the highest skill tier you reach in any of your roles, including Open Queue. Okay, that was a lot of stuff. Competitive play, of course, they're removing, this is crazy, not of course, but this is actually not. So they're going to remove sprays and icons, which it kind of sucks, but not a lot of us made it to top 500, let's just be honest. But they're going to get rid of that, and instead we're going to have titles that are going to show off how far we climbed in a season, but it says here that we're only going to be able to use them in the season following. So they're basically going to reset every season. So the first season, you'll earn them, you can use them in the next season, and then after that next season is over, those new titles that you earned in the second season will take place. And competitive points are relatively staying the same, except you're going to have a cap of how many you can collect. So 10 for a win, 3 for a draw, and you still need 3,000 to unlock a golden gun. Now let's talk about the top 500 leaderboards. Top 500 leaderboards will largely remain the same, separated by input pool. You still need to complete 25 games for any given role in role queue or 50 games in open queue. The combined role queue leaderboards requires you to complete at least 25 matches. Top 500 leaderboards unlock 2 weeks into the start of each new season, and cross-platform players can view the separate leaderboards by input pool. Okay, so it's just telling you how many matches you have to play to be ranked in the top 500 leaderboards, and it's going to be split up by input pool because, of course, now we have consoles and PC and everything is connected, so it's still going to be separated so you can see everything that you want to see if you want to look at the top 500 or if you make it into the top 500. And that's about it for all of the information. Let's read the closing statements. These changes are the beginning of our new competitive experience in Overwatch, and we'll continue to watch for ways to deliver fair and exciting matches in our core game mode. Upcoming features include a skill progression report each time you get a competitive update. We can't wait for each season to provide a new chapter for everyone learning to grow their skills, and our team looks forward to all the changes coming to competitive in Overwatch 2. This is fantastic. This might be the single-handed best piece of information that we've been given when it comes to updates on information that we're going to receive in Overwatch 2 to just better ourselves as a player. Yesterday's blog post was amazing, but this completely tops that. The fact that we are going to be able to see all of the matches that we played up to a certain point and go back in them and look inside and see all of this information and then delve deeper into the character stuff right here is something that a lot of us have really wanted for a long time. Specifically, let me see if I can find it here. The timeline feature to check out key moments in the match being automatically recorded so that you can go back to. I'm assuming this is going to be better than anything that they've made for the original Overwatch. So I'm really excited for this, guys. This is absolutely crazy. And honestly, I want to know what you guys think. So put your comments down below so we can talk about all of this stuff because I want to hear your comments, your questions. Do you think all of this information is good? Is there anything in here that you didn't like? Let's talk about that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you on the next one. Flash out.